I awaken to my classmates shifting around the cabin. Blinking bleary eyes, I sit up in my bunk. Everyone is buzzing excitedly about something. As I catch pieces of conversation, I become more alert. Tonight we get to soak in the hot springs. Energized, I hop out of bed and head to the washroom to change and get ready for the day. When I return to my bunk, I see Kosei sitting on his bed chatting with Daisuke. He waves me over when he spots me.
My man! I was just telling Daisuke what a good soccer player you are.
Daisuke smiles.
Yes, so I hear. How come you didn't try out for the club?
I want to upstage Kosei. I break into a choking grin. Because if it came down to choosing either me or Kosei, I knew he'd have no chance.
Those are some big words coming from a guy who can't score against the wall.
Daisuke and I groan and then share a sympathetic look. He still calls himself that, huh?
Unfortunately.
Daisuke smiles warmly.
Well, if you ever want to play or practice, let me know.
That's actually a great idea.
Kosei throws his arms around the two of us.
We should all play together sometime. Daisuke's a killer striker.
Thanks, Kosei, but I'm not that good.
Don't be modest. You're a new student who made it onto first string. That's amazing.
Daisuke's ears redden in embarrassment.
I've still got a lot to learn.
It's pretty rare for a first-year transfer student to make it onto the starting lineup. Daisuke must be a really talented player. That's really great. How long have you been playing? He hesitates.
Not that long, but I've always been athletic. I did a lot of conditioning and training exercises growing up, so the transition into the sport was pretty easy.
Daisuke was telling me the type of exercises he used to do at his old school. Really hardcore stuff. They used to start each training session with a 2-mile run.
My eyes widen. Wow, can you imagine if you had to do that every practice, Kosei?
I'd be dead.
Or a starter?
Definitely dead.
Daisuke laughs.
I bet you could do it. You've got the drive if you put your mind to it. In fact, maybe we should start working up to that.
Yeah, great.
Daisuke chuckles at the strained look on Kosei's face. He checks the time and stands.
Oh, it's been nice chatting, but I need to get back to my group. Our class is doing some sort of culture excursion.
Have fun with that.
Thanks.
I wave as he leaves. When he's out of sight, I turn to Kosei. Seems like a cool guy. Kosei nods.
Yeah, I've been practicing with him a lot. He can get pretty intense sometimes, but that's not always a bad thing on the soccer field.
Takes one to know one.
Huh?
Nothing. Kosei can get pretty intense too. No wonder the two of them get along so well. Don't we have some kind of class activity too?
Oh yeah, we'd better go before we're marked late.
He jumps off the bed, then sighs.
I can't believe we still have to learn even when we're not in school.
We should demand freedom. Having the same boring lessons while we're at a hot spring resort feels like a wasted opportunity. Yeah, why bring us out of school just to stick us right back in it?
Exactly! We even have to wear our uniforms.
The least they can do is let us dress how we like.
Yeah, like in a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, or even something more comfortable.
Whoa, let's not get crazy now.
I laugh. After gathering our things, we head out of the cabins and join the rest of our class. Miss Sato leads us through the grounds, talking about the history of the camp resort and the health benefits of the springs. After the tour, we're divided into smaller groups for more in-depth lessons. There's a small museum on the resort that has more information on the formation of the hot springs. It's actually pretty interesting to learn how natural hot springs are formed. These happen to be safe for bathing, but some hot springs are actually naturally so hot they can boil an egg. I definitely have a greater appreciation for the intricacies of nature and the earth. We're then given some time to create presentations on what we've learned so we can present to the class. Finally, our group activity is finished and we're dismissed for the evening. Miss Sato announces the time for dinner, but otherwise we are free to do as we wish. Kosei and I grab what we need from our cabins and rush to the hot springs, our spirits soaring.
I can't wait to let the healing wash over me.
Same here. We pass through the changing room and rinse off in the showers before lowering ourselves into the heated pool. A few of our classmates have the same idea and lounge in small groups around the spring. Kosei lies back against the ledge, letting his limbs splay out around him.
Ah, this is the life.
I bask in the calm water, feeling the warmth melt away any lingering fatigue or tension. Closing my eyes, a contented sigh escapes me. Together we sit in silence, soaking in the tranquility. This is so relaxing. Wonder how the girls are faring on their side. Are they relaxing too? Only a thin wall divides the men and women's hot springs. Strain my ears, I hear the faint sound of voices. Let's listen in. Wonder what the girls are talking about.
Me too.
Maybe we should go check it out. He shakes his head.
No way, dude! Sneaking into the girls' side never ends well. Besides, the water is so nice I never want to leave.
Yeah, I'm content here too. I let the idea evaporate into the heat of the pool. Kosei has the right idea. I should enjoy the hot springs while I have the chance. Yeah, you're right. Relaxing in the water is probably what the girls are doing anyway.
It's what any red-blooded person would do.
We both relax back in the hot spring and let the water drift our worries and cares away. So if you decide to go to the other side, you run into Mina on the way. She's sneaking into the guy's side. You can sneak into the girl's side. I was kind of hoping we'd catch her or something, but whatever. When our time is up, we wrap ourselves in our towels and head back to the cabins. My skin is pink and warm from my time in the heated pool, and I feel refreshed and revitalized. Kosei and I shower and change our clothes, then meet up with the girls at dinner. As we near the dining area, I hear my classmates before I see them. Students cluster together around long tables. Looking around, I spot Mina, Kira, and Erilynn at an empty table. They wave us over and we sit down. How was your soak in the hot springs?
It was so good. Erilynn said that the minerals in the water help cleanse your skin, so we stayed an extra 5 minutes past time. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Wow, you rebels.
It was worth every extra minute. Look how her skin is positively glowing.
Mina beams at the compliment.
Really? Can you see the difference?
No.
Of course. If you don't believe me, look at Kira.
Kira blinks as all of her gazes turn to her.
Ooh, Kira, your skin looks so soft.
Kira touches her face, her cheeks dusty and pink. What? Is that what they talked about while in the hot springs? No, I'm glad I stayed on my own side. Kosei clears his throat.
My boy and I soaked in the spring for a long time too. How does our skin look?
Mina looks Kosei up and down.
Overcooked.
Hey!
The two of them don't have a chance to argue as the food is finally served. My stomach growls at the tempting smell and I dig in immediately. While we eat, Kosei suddenly sits up.
Oh, right! I almost forgot. Check out this cool thing I found.
He reaches into his pocket and shows a small trinket with intricate hand-carved designs.
Ooh, it's really pretty.
I've never seen that symbol before.
Me neither. What is it?
I'm not sure, but I found it outside of the hot spring. Maybe it's a symbol of this resort.
Erilynn finally glances over and her eyes widen. She snatches it out of Kosei's hands and takes a closer look.
I can't believe it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, this is a Velden amulet.
Velden?
Sweden, she definitely said Sweden. Kosei looks at each of us.
Dude, I know that there's something you're not telling me.
There's plenty of things I'm not telling you. Please be more specific. Why would you think that?
2 reasons. Velden is not a place. And don't try to tell me it's Sweden. I know what I heard this time and the last 20 times. It was Velden. Secondly, nobody here seems surprised that Erilynn just casually name-dropped a place that doesn't exist. So, what's going on?
Seems like there's no more hiding it from Kosei, nor should we. It's a bit unfair that everyone knows except for him. Mina and Kira both look at me, and then all 3 of our gazes fall on Erilynn. She blinks.
What are you all looking at me for?
Because it's your secret.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter to me. You're the one who said not to tell anybody.
That is a very good point. I turned back to Kosei. Okay, you heard right. Erilynn is not from Sweden. She's actually a princess from Velden.
And you all knew this?
I nod. Erilynn and I go through the whole story, from our chance meeting at the shrine, to Kira joining the investigation, and Mina accidentally finding out. Kosei listens quietly, his face inscrutable. When we finish, there's silence.
That is so
I grimace, expecting the worst, but Kosei breaks into a wide grin.
cool!
Huh?
I'm friends with someone from a totally different world! And she's actually royalty! I mean, how many people can say that?
At least 3 others.
Finally, someone who appreciates and respects my lineage. I'll be sure to remember the name of...
Silence.
The name of...
Erilynn coughs.
Kanamara, of course.
Kosei!
He flops onto the table like a fish.
Yes, Kosei, that's what I meant.
I give him a sympathetic pat on the back. At least you got the first letter right. It's progress.
True.
The thought seems to encourage him and he sits back up again. He turns to Erilynn looking curious.
So, What's Veldin like? Do you guys have flying cars?
No, they get in the way of their flying motorcycles.
Don't be ridiculous. Cars don't fly.
His face falls.
They're self-driving, of course.
That's awesome!
I breathe out a sigh of relief while Kosei asks Erilynn more questions. I wasn't sure how he'd take the news, but I'm glad he believes us. A huge weight lifts from my shoulders. I didn't realize how much keeping the secret from my best friend was weighing on me. I'm so glad I don't have to lie to him anymore. Soon after, dinner concludes with an announcement from Miss Sato.
I hope you all enjoyed your day. I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow evening we'll be returning home. We'll have one more activity in the morning, but afterwards you're free to enjoy your time however you wish. Just don't be late returning to the bus.
When her announcement is over, she ushers everyone back to the cabins. I chat with my classmates in the evening, listening to how their days went. When it's time for lights out, I get ready for bed. My thoughts drift back to the amulet. There must be another Veldin here, but who could it be? Someone from the resort? Someone from the school? My eyes grow heavy, and before long I drift to sleep. The rustling in the cabin wakes me up. I stretch as a groan escapes me. We still have that class activity. Why couldn't they have just given us the whole morning free? Oh well, I don't want to be late. Rolling out of bed, I grab my clothes and head to the restroom to get ready. Afterwards, I meet up with Kosei and the two of us exit the cabin. We join up with the rest of the class and spot our friends. Mina is as energetic as ever.
Hey guys, did you sleep well?
Yeah, that soak in the hot spring really relaxed me. I fell asleep right away.
Yeah, same.
It's a shame we're returning home so soon.
I would have liked to explore some more.
Same. Or have more time in the hot spring at least.
You could go back after class and before we leave.
Mina brightens.
True. We have some time before we go home. I might just do that. Thanks, Kira.
She nods, a small smile lifting her mouth.
Huh. I might do that too.
Mina and Kosei look at each other. Are they remembering what happened yesterday? So nothing happened yesterday, just keep that in mind because we didn't sneak over. This is a mistake. Miss Sato arrives just in time and gathers everyone's attention. She leads us through another history and health lesson, but this time we get to spend it in the quaint gardens. The beautiful scenery and serenity lifts my spirits and I find it easier to focus. But I'm still itching for her class to end. I want to make the most of my remaining time here. Finally, class is over. As soon as Miss Sato dismisses us, everyone scatters. While I decide what I want to do, Kira approaches me. Her hands are clasped behind her back, and she offers me a tiny smile.
Hi.
Hey, do you have plans now that class is over?
I was going to explore more of the garden.
Sounds like fun. Mind if I join you? She shakes her head. Guess we're not invited then.
I don't mind.
Together we start down the path. As we continue down the winding trail, we settle into silence. The trees are lush and the flowers bloom a fragrant perfume as gentle as their petals. I glance at Kira and catch her looking at me. She quickly averts her gaze, a touch of pink flowing into her cheeks. I look away too, feeling awkward that I was caught staring. Maybe I should say something. How did you feel about class today?
What do you think of the resort so far?
We start to speak at the same time and stop simultaneously.
It was informative.
I like it. My face burns when we speak at the same time again. Kira's cheeks are just as bright as mine. The silence reigns once more. I sneak a sidelong glance at Kira. She focuses in front of her.
So, the weather is really nice.
I blink, not expecting that comment. Kira's not usually one for small talk. Yeah, it is.
I like this time of year.
Oh yeah? She nods.
It's still warm, but starting to cool down.
A smile grows on my lips. Kira's talkative today. She blushes when she notices my grin. Suddenly she stops.
Do you hear that?
I strain my ears. Hear what?
Water. Over there.
She points to a direction straying off the trail. Let's go. Maybe we should check it out. She nods and leads me off of the path. We push through the shrubs, our footsteps crunching on fallen twigs and leaves. As we stray further from the path, I can hear the roar of water. Kira and I exchange glances, then pick up the pace. We soon arrive on a cliffside that faces a rushing waterfall. My breath catches in my throat. Crystal clear water tumbles down the jagged mountain, splashing into a churning pool. misty droplets catching the sun, shimmering in the air like fairy dust. Squinting, I look up at the towering waterfall. It must span around 40 feet above us, but from here it looks like it kisses the sky. Wow.
It's so majestic.
Yeah. For a second, the two of us stand there, soaking in the fresh air. The gentle roar is very calming. I feel her gaze on me and catch her staring. What is it? She shakes her head.
I was just thinking.
About what?
The boldness of nature.
I furrow my brows, unsure what she means by that. She smiles slightly.
Nature isn't afraid to carve its own path and to do things its own way.
Kira walks towards the edge of the cliffside and glances down. Then she looks back at me.
We can be bold too.
Bold? How?
Let's swim in the pool below.
Oh, sure, that'd be nice. That doesn't seem too bold, but the pool is clear and inviting. As I look around for a place to climb down, Kira glances over the cliffside again.
The fastest way down would be to jump into the pool.
Carefully, I glance over the edge. We seem to be no more than 10 feet above the pool, and the cliffside does protrude far from the mountain. The water is clear enough to see below, and there are no rocks to avoid. In fact, from up here, I feel like I'm on the edge of a diving board, ready to dive into a swimming pool. I hate this idea. Kira furrows her brows. Because I wish I was the one who came up with it. She blinks.
So, that's a yes?
Grab her and jump. I grin and offer her my hand in response. She glances down at it, then allows a small smile to grace her lips. Her hand slips firmly into my own, she gives it a squeeze. Hope she's ready to be bold with me. Ready? On the count of 3.
1,
2.
3.
Her grip tightens on my hand, and together we leap. The air whips my skin and flows through my hair, and my stomach rises into my throat. I feel weightless and heavy at the same time, but Kira's hand still grips my own, a warm, stable comfort. In a flash, we splash into the cold pool. I kick my feet until my head breaks the surface. Kira bobs up beside me. We swim for a little while before climbing onto the rocks beside the pool. Kira wrings on her clothes and her hair as a small puddle pools around her. A puddle forms around me too, which Kira notices. She splays out onto the rock.
If we lie here underneath the sun, we'll dry out.
Good idea. I scoop beside her and lie down. The sun's rays spill onto my face and body. I can already feel the heat warming me. We lie like this for a while before I glance at Kira. So, why did you want to jump into the water like that? She turns her head to face me.
I felt brave.
I blink. That's it?
No. It was also being here with you and thinking about the waterfall.
I remember her words. The boldness of nature. She nods.
It made me think about how I should be more bold.
So you decided to jump off a waterfall. Seems like a pretty big step to do something different.
It was scary, but it was easy to feel brave knowing I wasn't alone. I felt that way a lot recently. It makes me want to experience more things.
Kira shifts her gaze away, a small blush forming in her cheeks. Like, if we want to go for the full ego trip thing, the first one's the way to go. If we want to be a little crass, we can go for the second one. And then if we want to be appropriate, I guess, we can go for the third. We need more ego trips. Wait, do I make her feel this way? I feel the heat rising in my face. Is it because of me you feel brave? She hesitates, then nods, her blush deepening. Can't stop my growing smile. You make me feel brave too.
Really?
Yeah, I never would have jumped without you, so let's keep making each other brave. She nods, matching my smile. Kira shifts on the rock.
I was also thinking that more life experiences will help with my writing.
Oh yeah, for your manga? She nods. Definitely helps. A lot of writers use their own experiences for inspiration.
Yes, I've heard that too.
How's the manga coming along? She glances away and a tinge of pique dusts her cheeks.
It's going well. I now have new inspiration for it, and I think I know what to write next.
That's great. Can't wait to read it. You'll show me when it's done, right? Her blush deepens, but she nods. Once we're mostly dry, we decide to head back. We return to the garden trail and soon loop back to where we started.
I should change.
Yeah, same. We don't want to get sick. She smiles.
Thank you for coming with me.
Thanks for bringing me. I had a lot of fun.
Me too. I'll see you on the bus.
I nod. After saying goodbye, she returns to the girls' cabin. I return to the cabin and change my clothes for the bus ride, then I quickly pack up all my stuff. I'm a bit sad to leave, but I'm also looking forward to sleeping in my own bed again. I regroup with everyone on the bus, the girls already there, chatting with each other.
Goodbye, Hot Springs. You will be sorely missed.
Did you end up going one last time?
Yep, and it was amazing.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
My classmates each filter onto the bus, and I'm beginning to get worried. Where's Kosei? Moment I see him scramble on board. He plops into the seat next to me.
Man, that was a close one.
Yeah, he almost got left behind.
It wouldn't be the worst thing.
I grin. There are definitely worse places to be stranded. After everyone is settled and accounted for, the bus roars to life and we begin our journey home. I stare out of the window, watching the trees fly by in a blur of green. It's strangely comforting. I feel my eyelids droop. Before I know it, I'm asleep. Suddenly I'm shaken awake. Huh?
We're here.
I nod, then gather my stuff. As I group up with my friends, I stifle a yawn. What time is it? Must be late.
Well, it's pretty late. I need to get home before my mom gets worried.
Better check in with your parole officer, too. Kira nods.
I should go home too.
Yeah, same with us. We all say goodbye and everyone splits their separate ways.
Mom and Dad should be here any minute to pick us up.
Squinting in the dark, I spot someone waving at us. Uncle Hajime?
Hey, kids!
He stands beside his car and we hurry over.
Hi, Dad. You're right on time.
Of course, I didn't want to leave you kids waiting for too long.
Thanks, Uncle Hajime. It's really nice of you.
Yes, thank you. It's much appreciated.
Mina breaks into a grin and throws her arms around him.
Aw, Dad. You're the best.
Uncle Hajime chuckles.
All right. Now let's go before Emiko wonders why we're taking so long.
We eagerly scoot into the car and Uncle Hajime drives us home. Once we return to the house, a flood of comfort rushes through me. It's good to be back. Stifling another yawn, I say goodnight and make a beeline to my room. Toss my stuff randomly in a corner and quickly change and brush my teeth, then I fall into my bed. Oh, how I've missed you. Hugging my pillow, I drift into a deep sleep. I wake up feeling groggy after our late night return. Our time at the hot springs felt like a mini vacation. Feels weird going back to school today. I flip the blankets off of me and slide out of bed, then I get ready for school. The kitchen is empty when I arrive, and both Erilynn and Mina's bags are missing. Must have gone to school early for their club meetings. Luckily, I didn't have to wake up early for my club. Just as I'm about to browse through the fridge, Uncle Hajime enters carrying a freshly baked loaf of milk bread.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Hajime. He looks around the kitchen.
Where are the girls?
They left earlier.
Oh, that's too bad. They're missing out on this soft, fluffy bread.
He sets the loaf on the table. The fresh, sweet smell makes my mouth water. I'm here.
Then eat up.
I cut myself a slice and spread it with butter before eagerly digging in. It's delicious as always. Uncle Hajime grins.
I wanted to surprise everybody with breakfast after your late night yesterday, but I didn't expect everyone to leave so early.
That's really nice of you, Uncle Hajime.
Do you mind bringing it to school? You could share it with the girls and your friends, just in case anyone skipped breakfast.
Screw those guys. Will do.
I appreciate it. As thanks, there will be a little treat for you when you get home.
Thanks, but you don't have to do that.
Just look for it.
Uncle Hajime gives me a wink before heading back to the bakery. There's gonna be a broom and dustpan waiting for us by the door. I'm calling it now. Grab my bag and rush out of the house. I keep up a quick pace as I walk to school. Before long, I pass through the broad gates and cut across the courtyard. After entering the building, I find my classroom and take my seat. My friends are all gathered in a tight circle. As I sit down, I hand Erilynn and Mina their breakfast and share the rest of the loaf with Kosei and Kira. Hey guys, what's going on? Kosei looks around.
Shh. Not so loud.
Huh?
We're talking about the amulet.
He whispers the last two words. Why is that a secret?
You know, because Erilynn's
He looks around, then whispers again.
Veldin?
Mina shakes her head.
We never should have told him. He keeps making a big deal out of it.
It is a big deal.
Maybe we should return to the task at hand.
Yeah, what exactly did I miss? Erilynn huffs.
It has been 2 whole days and we still haven't discovered who the amulet belongs to.
That's really not that long.
It is an eternity.
We've narrowed it down that it must be somebody from our school.
We have?
Yes, we found it when our class had the hot springs reserved.
That's true, which means the only people visiting the springs at that time were people from our school.
Could someone have dropped it earlier?
Maybe, but I didn't see it when we entered.
Me neither. And I found it right next to the water when we left, which means someone dropped it during our reservation.
Then, in order to discover who owns it, we just need to know who visited the hot spring while you were there.
She stares at us.
Well, who was there?
I don't know what you think we do in the hot spring, but it's not checking out other dudes.
Mina sighs.
Yeah, that's a good start, but doesn't actually narrow it down by much.
Erilynn, is there anything on that amulet that can help us? She shakes her head.
It's a common token meant to ward away evil and disaster.
Clearly it doesn't work.
Why? Because this person lost it?
No, because Kosi was able to touch it.
Hey!
Mina snickers. Kira remains thoughtful.
It seems this person must be superstitious.
Our conversation is cut short by Misato entering the room. We can continue this later. My friends nod and we scoot ourselves back into place. Misato clears her throat.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all rested and rejuvenated and ready to get back to work.
A half-hearted muttering is the only response.
I'm sure that will change once we get started. Please open your textbooks.
Misato begins the class and I do my best to focus on the lesson, but my thoughts keep wandering. Who else in this school is Veldin? I quickly pack up my things. Just as I'm about to head home, I remember that I have a club meeting after school today. Shouldering my bag, I make my way to the club room. The group is chatting while we wait for the meeting to start. Rixnay is busy correcting another student's technique, so it seems like it'll be another few minutes. I grab a seat and look around. Of course, Sho's not here yet. He's almost as bad as Kosei. Instead, I spot Odessa sitting alone. Her brows are furrowed and looks like there's something on her mind. I approach her and sit down. Hey, Odessa.
Oh, hi.
Are you doing okay? She nods.
Yeah, of course.
Are you sure? You seem worried. Hesitating, she glances at Rixnay before puffing out a sigh.
Actually, I have been wondering about something.
What is it?
If I really belong in the Kendo Club.
Huh? I blink, too stunned to think properly. Why wouldn't you belong? She plays nervously with her hair, twirling it between her fingers.
As you know, I've just been watching and observing all of our meetings, but I haven't practiced or sparred at all. I just haven't felt comfortable doing so.
Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to fight to be part of a club.
I know, but I feel like I'm not contributing anything to the team.
Oh, don't worry about that.
We both turn in surprise at Rixnay's voice. I've been so focused on the conversation that I hadn't noticed him come
I
by.
can tell that you're interested in kendo even if you aren't ready to practice.
I am, but what if I'm never ready to take that next step? It's been a while now, and I don't feel any more comfortable by the thought of sparring than I did when I first joined.
That's okay. We're happy just having you with us.
You are?
Rixnay nods, smiling. Odessa returns his smile before she wrinkles her brows.
I do still want to help, though. I'm just not sure how.
He pauses, thinking.
A team manager to help organize logistics for our competitions would be very helpful. Would you be interested in that?
Her eyes widen.
Yes! I mean, I would be interested.
Great! Then it's settled. You're our new team manager.
Odessa blinks.
Wait, don't I need to apply or something?
Oh, yeah. I got a little ahead of myself there.
He was so excited he found a sucker. He flashes her a sheepish smile and she giggles.
Let me go get the form for you. I hope you'll seriously consider it.
As Rixnay leaves, I turn to Odessa. This is great, now you can help out more. She nods, smiling.
Yes, I'll give it my best. Honestly, I really enjoy it here. I love Kendo, and I really like my team members too.
I think I catch her glance at Rixnay, although it's too quick for me to be sure. He returns to the form and hands it to Odessa. A second later, Sho finally arrives and Rixnay begins the meeting. We practice for the next hour, and as Odessa observes, she has a bright smile on her face. Finally, it's time to go home. I say my goodbye to my clubmates and hurry back to the house. With my power-walking determination, I arrive home in record time. After kicking off my shoes and throwing off my bag, I check the kitchen for a snack and find a cupcake with my name and frosting and a thank you note from Uncle Hajime telling me to enjoy it. This is awesome. The girls should forget their breakfast more often. Thanks, Uncle Hajime. With my belly full, I wonder what I want to do. Who should I hang out with? I'd like to spend more time with Kira. I take out my phone and give her a call.
Hello?
Hey, what are you up to? Want to hang out?
I'm at the park, practicing landscape drawings for my manga.
That sounds cool. Mind if I join you?
I don't mind.
Cool, I'll meet you there.
Okay, see you soon.
We say goodbye and hang up. I grab a notebook and throw on my jacket before leaving. The day is chilly, but at least the sun is out. I make good time by keeping up a power walk. Eventually, the park comes into view. I find Kira sitting on a bench absorbed in her sketch, and I sit down beside her. Hey. She looks up.
Oh, hey.
What are you drawing? She shows me. It's a beautiful sketch of the trees and hills before us. She's gotten the shading right with the clouds and sunshine, too. Wow, this is really good.
Thank you. I'm thinking of trying a new spot. There's a pond nearby.
Okay, let's check it out. The pond isn't far. We hear the quacks from the ducks drifting along in the water. After finding a nice spot, we sit down on the bench and get to work. I pull out my pencil, trying to decide where to begin, when a small meow catches our attention. A black cat crosses in front of us. Animals really do follow Kira everywhere. Wow, Kira really does attract every animal. First she attracts wild animals, now she's attracted domesticated ones. What's next, a unicorn? You weren't kidding when you said you were always surrounded by animals, although a cat might be easier to pet than a deer. A smile lifts Kira's face.
Don't worry. We won't disturb you any longer.
We walk to our next location and leave the cat behind. Strolling through the park, we find a sunny spot with a couple of willow trees swaying in the breeze.
This looks like a good place.
Yeah, for sure. Kira sits down and flips to a clean page in her sketchbook. My pencil glides across the page as I draw the swaying trees and fluffy clouds.
Oh,
Her pencil stops moving. What is it?
the cat is back.
I look up. Sure enough, the cat blinks down at us from one of the tree branches.
Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, maybe. We shrug it off and draw the scene anyway. When we're done, the cat is still blinking at us from the tree. Where to next? Kira pauses.
There's a big hill not too far from here. We can draw the park from a higher view.
Sure, sounds good. We find the hill and trek our way to the top. Once we're there, we plop down and flip to a clean page, then get to work. The breeze feels peaceful as we draw. Kira's artwork looks amazing near the end, as always. We hear a tiny meow, which makes us pause. It's the exact same cat. There's no mistaking it this time.
How odd.
The cat cries and rubs up against Kira's leg. She picks it up and runs her hands around its neck and chest.
It doesn't seem to have a collar.
I give it a look. That's true. There's no collar in sight. Maybe we should ask around and see if anyone's missing a cat. Kira nods.
We might have more luck if we split up.
Yeah, let's meet by the benches when we're done. She nods again and disappears in the opposite direction. I glance around the area. Who should I ask first? Let's try the old cat lady. There's an old lady sitting near the pond on a bench. Most elderly ladies have cats, right? Maybe it belongs to her. Excuse me, ma'am. She offers me a crinkled smile.
Yes, dearie.
Sorry to bother you. I was wondering if you had a pet cat.
Oh, of course. My baby Snicker Mittens.
Snickermans?
Yes, he's my best friend.
This sounds promising. That's great. What does he look like?
Why, he's a big gray cat with white paws. I give him a little bow tie and boogie shoes because he's always dancing when he has his booties. It makes him look so dashing.
Keep in mind, by dancing, it may just be that the cat has no traction, so it's trying to balance itself, and the way it moves looks like a dance. That's horrible. That's what the woman's doing, man. My body instantly deflates. This is just some crazy cat lady. Do you have any other cats?
No, it's just me and Snicker Mittens. He gets so jealous, you know. He doesn't like to share me.
She gives me a wink, which I don't know how to interpret. I see. Sorry to bother you. I ask a few more people, but I have no luck. When I return, Kira's already waiting for me with the cat sitting close by. No luck either? She shakes her head. Maybe it's a stray. Still, we shouldn't rush to assume. Let's wait a little longer and see if anyone shows up looking for it. Kira nods. I sit next to her on the bench and wait. The cat stretches out its front legs and bumps its head under Kira's palm. With a tiny smile, she strokes it behind the ears. Really likes you. The two of them look like a pretty good pair. Makes me wonder. Have you ever had a pet before? She shakes her head.
No, I was never able to have one.
Why not?
The boarding school didn't allow pets.
Right, boarding schools would be strict about these things. Kira nods. Did you ever want one? She blinks.
I've never thought about it before.
Really, not even once. She shakes her head.
It was never an option, so I never considered it.
The cat bumps its head under her palm again. She pauses.
I think I would like one, though.
I smile down at the cat who purrs contentedly. They can be good company. She nods and continues to pet it. The two of us chat for the rest of the evening. The cat eventually jumps down to sit at Kira's feet and plays with her shoelaces. After a while, the sun sinks low in the sky and our conversation lulls to a comfortable silence. Kira blinks.
Oh,
What is it?
it's gone.
Huh? I look around and realize she's right. Maybe it's found its owner.
Yeah, it must have.
She sounds relieved. Hopefully this means it has a nice home somewhere. A shiver runs through me. There's now very little sunlight and the cold is beginning to sharpen. It's pretty late. I can walk you home if you want.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Of course. We brush ourselves off and make our way out of the park. The sky smears with dark blues and violets. A few stars hang suspended in the mist. Soon we make it to Kira's place and pause at her driveway.
Thank you for walking me back.
No problem. I had a lot of fun drawing with you in the park. A soft smile lifts her face.
Me too.
Suddenly there's a quiet meow. We freeze. Kira looks at me.
Was that the...
It can't be. The meow sounds again and we turn around. It is. The black cat pops its head around the garbage can. It cries and walks straight up to us. Kira's eyes widen as the cat nuzzles against her legs and purrs. Can't believe it followed us. Her brows etch in concern.
Why did you follow us? Don't you have a home?
The cat meows and keeps snuggling against Kira's leg. Her voice softens to a bit of sadness.
Is it because you're on your own too?
My heart shifts in my chest. I hope the cat isn't a stray. It's tough out there without a home.
Go home, kitty.
Kira tries to gently steer the cat away from her, but it continues to cling at her feet. Finally, she fixes me a worried look.
What do you think I should do? It won't go.
Let's chase it away. The responsible thing is this one. People post lost cat posters all the time. Maybe you could make some and put them up around the neighborhood. It can help too. Kira nods slowly.
That's a good idea. That way the owner can find the cat.
Yeah, exactly.
What do I do in the meantime? Do I keep it?
Kinda wonder how many cat lovers actually watch these videos. I may be biting off far more I can chew by being mean to the feline. It wouldn't be right to abandon it. The cat loves you and wants to stay. If you don't mind caring for it, then you should keep it until the owner contacts you. Kira nods. Kira goes inside and comes back with a small bowl of food. It smells like it might be tuna or some other fish. She places it at the cat's feet.
There you go.
The cat lets out a happy sound and eagerly begins eating. Kira's gaze softens. Looks like she has things under control here. I should get back now. Let me know how it goes, okay?
I will. Good night.
Night. The rest of my walk home is peaceful. There aren't many cars out and I'm able to make good time. When I'm home, I go straight upstairs. Finding yawn, I decide to skip doing my homework tonight and leave it for the weekend. Instead, I relax by educating myself on the latest memes until my eyes droop. Then I get ready for bed and nestle under my blankets. Before I realize it, I'm fast asleep.